Hey everyone, it's me, Pashtan Bogat. Today we're going to speak a little bit about black magic and how our black magic is used within our daily lives. Because black magic is so essential, especially to the occultists, that we're able to infuse our black magic within all the things we do. But of course, there has to be some sort of balance, some sort of correlation between the feminine and the masculine. And when we talk about the feminine and the masculine, we're really talking about how harmonious you are in differentiating, comparing, and understanding the differences as well as the similarities of the physical plane in which we live in, as well as the astral plane, and how we're able to correlate the same or two of the same so that we could benefit from it. See, what I'm trying to say is throughout my life as I'm trying to objectively understanding things and trying to um, logically put things in a pragmatic way, I end up solving most of my problems. But I start to realize that the pragmatic, the objective, or the masculine part of the mind is not the only method. It is not the only way to solve a problem. Hence, you have the feminine side, you have the intuitive side, the moon, if you will. And that feminine side helps you to solve yet the unseen. And that's what makes the occultist, because regardless of your gender, you're able to look at things that are unseen, being spiritual, to feel out the situation, to arrive at proper decision making and solutions. See, an area in life in which the masculine, could not ever reach, and vice versa. So that's why I'm saying there has to be a correlation, a harmonious cooperation, if you will, between the two. And that's why I'm saying that this video is very important, because when you think about the black magic that you have in your life and how you're able to tap into it, it's going to help you out to overcome a lot of obstacles. Like, for example, you could objectively think that this is the right course of action, but if you're not really trying to fill out the situation, see, again, you're limiting yourself, and you don't want to limit yourself, because that's yet an opportunity in how to solve a problem. And even if, and from my experience, even if the objective way of working out matters is correct, it doesn't necessarily mean that the feminine or the intuitive side will never work. Because if you think about it, regardless of being an occultist, you realize that even if you are intuitive about matters, you can still be wrong. And that is the same when it comes to objective thinking. You see, it takes time and practice to really fill out both, understand both, and see how they cooperate between the two. And that's why I'm saying black magic is still essential within our daily lives, because once you get that down packed, because it is a journey, it doesn't take a matter of overnight to really learn the differences. Listen to your intuition, your psychic higher self. But when you do so, you start to benefit, because objectively things can work out or seemingly work out, but if you don't see the unseen and the potholes, then you're fucked, right? So, how does black magic work in our day to day? First of all, I feel the need to talk about self sacrifice. Self sacrifice one's own life in a sense of not a literal sacrifice like you're going to off yourself. I'm talking about, you sacrifice everything when you allow that demon in your life, that demon in your life, to take what is an obstacle in your life and turn your world, your entire world, upside down. Once you've done things like that and you allow someone like Belial, you see, in your life, to break up a marriage, a relationship, or like Satan to take away a job, it seems frightening at first, but what they're actually doing is keeping you on the path of your true will. And I realize, like, as I do my black magic, that is what's expected. And when you expect things like that, I'm not saying that it's just totally easy, because it is frightening to have things like that taken from you. But you still have to take preventive measures. See, in other words, when Satan has taken my job away, aligning me to my true will, to walk ever closer, I still have to be pragmatic or objective in my thinking, because I have to look for a job. I have to take care of myself. It feels good to know that there's someone out there looking out after you, like Satan, Belial, and the list goes on. But to really put black magic in your life and to really have it work to your advantage is that, again, it has to be harmonious. You need to be grounded and balanced on how you're able to perceive matters. And the more I'm with Satan, the more I've learned through my life experiences, through synchronicities and other stuff. And that's why I'm very pleased to make a video like this, because to have things recently happen to me, make a video, it makes it a lot more fresh and a lot more powerful, you know? And that's why I'm happy to say, like, the more you sacrifice, you've given up everything, you're going to receive so much more right back. Literally everything right back. And I'm going to be honest with you, I have not received what I've been looking for just yet. But I've noticed that as I'm taking every step that is needed to walk this fine line, I have Satan's approval. I've passed most of those trials, if you will, the crowning achievement, and I've seen black magic in my life, and I've seen things work out, and I know it works. And that's why it's best to make a video like this now, when I'm able. And when I'm not able, perhaps I've went insane, perhaps, or even dead. But if I've not been turned insane or killed yet by whatever means, I'm going to continue making videos in the name and the glory of Satan, regardless of what people like or dislike. I love what I do. And I notice, like, as I continue to do the things that I love, it's so amazing that every time I'm in that dark place, I always find myself coming right back out, because I know deep down inside that shining light of all that darkness, Satan, my shadow self, everyone that's rooting for me, wants me to trust not just myself and my own abilities, but Satan himself. And hopefully that works out for you if you make black magic a part of your life. You'd be amazed on how much the demons are interested in you. Either it's to the mundane things of making coffee, to how you're able to make a sandwich, to raise your kids. They will give suggestions to being a better person. It's the most amazing feeling ever. And I have Satan, Belial, all certain friends, my demonic friends, to help me in all parts of my life, and I'm thankful. But hopefully, when I become a lot more in tune with myself, I could speak about, the actual experience of my manifestation that I wanted to come into my life by means of black magic. You see, that's a good thing, because you have to trust that particular demon that you work with, because they're ancient gods, and ancient gods like that of Satan, Belial, they rely heavily on your word. They rely heavily on that, and that helps me to get rid of most doubts that I have. When I'm in those dark, negative places, when I'm doubting, am I going to receive something in return? And the answer is yes, because they won't ever betray me or betray you when they themselves know that your word is all you have. You take that with you when you die. What type of man or woman you are. Well, all that is contingent on your word. Before there were covenants, there were promises, there were deals, and all this other stuff. All you had was your word. And I know that if these ancient gods, have made that, the foremost thing in their lives at that point, in connection between themselves and human beings. The Watchers, they know what they're talking about. Demons know what they're talking about. So, do you trust them? Do you trust that your black magic is going to get you to where you belong? It should, and it will. The reason why I say it should is because it's really contingent on you. And the reason being is you have to be in those dark places like I was to really kick, scream, even be on the point of suicidal thoughts, just like I give up, to really see the light of day. You have to be at that breaking point to really see black magic, work in your life. Because when I see it in my life, all I could do is look at Satan. I could look at Belial, and I'm just amazed by what they do, how they're able to work within my life. And I hope that this video helps you to appreciate that you want to continue in walking in the left-hand path and allowing black magic to be in your life. Because if you do it the way I have, and I have tons of experiences, it's just one of those things where it is definitely an eye-opener. It's an eye-opener, and you have to remain harmonious. And I don't want to keep on rambling on, but you want to be harmonious with yourself. Give yourself over to the feminine and the masculine side of yourself so that you could be balanced in your thinking and you'll reach your goals eventually. All right? Love you guys a lot. Please subscribe and smash that like button. And of course, as always, a big old fat Hail Satan. See you guys.